So, as a black person living in UK, some years ago, when one of my children was, I think 12, 13, he hurt himself during PE classes. He hurt himself in the finger during PE classes. So when he arrived home in the evening, he was in pain. So the pain was so excruciating that we had to go to the hospital, A&E. So when we got there, and the nurse asked what happened directly to him. He explained. At the time he was 12, 13. He explained through triage, and then we kind of went to do an x-ray on his finger, blah blah blah, all that process. And then we were seen almost 2 hours later by the same nurse. The same nurse went on asking him again what happened to his finger, what happened. He explained again what happened. I was doing physical education, PE classes. And then the nurse asked me if the child was, no, before that, the nurse asked him if I was cross with him, if I was angry with him. And my son said, why would my mom be angry with me because I hurt myself during PE in school? The nurse went quiet. And then the nurse proceeded to ask me if my son was known by the social services or had ever been known by the social services, which I said no. But then at this point, I already had fucking had enough, and I was like, "Fuck this shit." And I asked him, "Why do you keep asking him first of all if I was cross with him? Why do you keep asking him the question about the incident when he already explained to you during triage? And then now you're mentioning social services several times." He said, "Oh, have you ever heard about Victoria Klimby?" For context, Victoria Klimby is one of those safeguarding cases that happened. So it was a black child that was abused by the carers, and the doctors saw the child, but they never identified that the child was being abused, and the child ended up dying. So there was a serious case review, and that's one of the child. Another child, there's several others, like Baby Pete and Daniel Pelka, but Victoria Klimbier is the only black child on this serious case review. So when he said, "Oh, if you ever heard about Victoria Klimbier?" I said, "Yeah, but I also heard about Baby Pete and Daniel Pelka. How come you didn't mention those? You just mentioned Victoria Klimbier." He was telling me that as a black mom, I'm more likely to be violent towards the child. I probably beat him up, and I was kind of instructing my child to lie about what happened when actually the schools record all the incidents. So the school would have confirmed that, yeah, he hurt himself in school and not at home. So when I said that, he kind of calmed down and he stopped acting up. But that's one of the clear examples of being black and being a parent in Europe, because he assumed straight away that I was a perpetrator of a violence, physical violence towards my son. That's one of the examples.